The governor refuses to say if he will call a special legislative session to reduce property taxes if voters reject his Prop HH. That measure on your ballot would offset property taxes with some of your Tabor refund. Republicans already have the bills to go if there's a special session, but they've got no power to convene it, and they can't pass any tax relief without Democrats' help. Here's politics guy Marshall Zellinger.
Call a special session.
Call a special session.
A special session, when the state legislature is called back to work after early May, is not something the Republican minority can make happen on their own, despite saying the term 15 times in their news conference today.
Special session needs to be called by the governor.
Stop and call a special session.
Are you going to call a special session if Prop HH fails?
Well, again, I mean, they come back in January, whether it's November, whether it's January.
During our debate on Prop HH on Monday night, the governor made it clear by not answering the question, he's not planning a special session. State Senate Minority Leader Paul Lundeen and the Republicans are being persistent.
We are pushing our way into the conversation at this point.
If Prop HH fails, the Republicans announced 3 bill proposals they would introduce in a special session or even next year. Those bills include chunks of what Prop HH does, but without reducing or eliminating Tabor refunds to the extent that Prop HH would. But their solutions may not matter since Democrats can pass bills without one single Republican vote, and because there is not likely to be a special session. Democratic State Representative Chris Kennedy listened to the Republican proposals, and I asked him if Prop HH fails, should there be a special session?
I honestly am not sure. The governor's made his views very clear on this, right? The governor's made very clear that he's not calling a special session, so I'm not really banking on that.
Towing the Democratic line, Kennedy would not suggest there should be a backup plan because there does not appear to be one.
It's obvious they are trying to create a narrative so that people can vote no on Prop HH, thinking that there's something better out there. And I'll tell you what, I'm not sure there is.
I would support a special session 100%.
There is one Democrat who did not get the memo that it's Prop HH or bust. Democratic State Senator Joanne Janal, who voted for the bill that put Prop HH on the ballot, is against Prop HH and wants lawmakers to go through the process again with more transparency.
It wasn't done in the Democratic way, where people have the option to come and talk about in committee the pros and the cons and why they're for it or why they're against it. People didn't have their say.
The fact that a Democratic state senator in Joanne Janal is supportive of the Republican proposals that came out today gives those proposals credibility.
Bipartisan.
Yeah, the one other, but even with her on those bills, they could still vote them down and come up with their own idea. Again, if we're talking a special session, Democrats can do it on their own. And if we're not talking about a special session come January, it can still be, well, Democrats are going to come up with a solution. We know Republicans have these ideas. We'll find a way to either vote them down or morph them into something Democrats really want.
Yeah. If people are interested in seeing your Prop HH debate between the governor and his opponents, we are re-airing at 7 p.m. Saturday on KTVD. Folks can see it on 9 News Plus or on the 9 News YouTube channel right now. But Republicans are essentially calling the governor's bluff on something that he said to you in the debate.
Yeah, he talked about wanting to lower the income tax rate, which he's talked about in every state of the state recently, basically. And so their third of 3 bills today was, let's lower the income tax rate, which would eat into Tabor surplus money, because if you're collecting fewer dollars, you would be giving fewer back. And then that's also, so it's either, if you lower the income tax rate, you're not going to have the Tabor money to do what Prop HH wants to do. And so if Prop HH fails, calling his bluff. Okay, you want to lower the income tax rate? There's Tabor money to do that. Why don't we do that instead? So I know it's confusing. But
we shall see. It's confusing, but it's important. It's people's money at the end of the day. All right, Marshall, thank you.